dog in me. One must die, chase the cat.
It's hopeless. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yes. Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. We're having a case of the sillies, and you know it's all good, right?
That's pretty much us.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, tonight here again with me for what is like the fourth time at
Fourth
least.
year,
Yeah. Is Kristin Socci and Leo, who you can't see because he's off camera right now, chilling. Leo. Leo. Yes, you can come up and say hi. You can come up and say hi. I opened a can of worms.
Come on, Bubba.
This is my birthday show, my birthday dog show. And what exactly that means is my birthday is coming up in July. And the only thing I really want to see happen for my birthday is for the dogs that I present to you tonight to find homes. Some of them are a little difficult, but we'll get there.
Yep.
They're a little bit of a niche adoption, which is why they need maybe a little more of a plug. And I'm going to count on everybody out there to help me share them home. If you can't adopt, and not everybody is in a position to bring a dog home, and we get that, but help share them home. And that will be all that will make me happy. My birthday is July 13th, so that's the projected. I hope all these dogs can go home by then, but I'm not going to give up on the dogs at all if they don't go home. Now, the reason why Kristin and Leo are here are because the very first year that Pound Posse Presents was on the air, that was 2012, Kristin did a really cool thing. She adopted Leo, who was one of my birthday dogs. Let's get his original poster up. The other one. Thanks, Zach. There you go. Oh, excuses. Anyway, this was formerly
January.
known as January. Tell it like it is, Kristin.
All right. So for anybody that has not already known Leo, who just took an empty treat bag. So Leo was in the Bristol Pound. He had been taken to the pound in January.
Hence the name.
Hence the name January.
Put two and two together, folks.
And he was there for 7 months. And I had been following his story, and I already had quite a pack of dogs to begin with, and so I had just finished volunteering with the Essex Dog Pound, finding a dog. That dog popped up in my Facebook memories today, which was pretty cool. So I was like, oh, should we adopt him? Should we, foster him? And then he got adopted.
Yay.
And then he got returned the next day.
Ooh.
So we went and adopted him, and he's been with us ever since. And so I think that segues into the next picture that I posted on Facebook for Theo for her birthday.
Now you can put the other picture up, Zach. This is what I woke up to. Posted on my timeline. And it was my birthday in 2012. And that was the best birthday present ever. So ever since then, so that was 2013, 14, 15, and now 16.
4 years.
4 years. You have come back for my birthday show with Leo,
Yep.
which is our tradition, which is very cool. And we present that year's birthday dogs.
Yep.
So we'll take the camera back for a few. And Leo is very happily chewing up a package. And whatever makes him happy is, it's all good, whatever.
Yep.
I mean, as long as he's happy, just don't choke on that, son.
No, he won't.
He's really having fun with it, though.
This is a natural state of what he does. Like if I have chips or if I, the consolation of me not feeding him the actual people food is he'll get the
package. I see, and he just rips it up
Yep.
and,
paper
gets
towels. I'm a bad mom. I'm sorry. Anybody out there, don't judge.
Yeah, right? No, this is a judgment-free zone.
Haters gonna hate. Don't judge.
Unless you are an idiot, and then we judge you harshly. And you do stupid things too, and with animals, and
Yeah.
that's a whole nother.
And that's part of the whole birthday dog thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what stupid people did with.
With some of
And
these
why,
animals. Yeah. So anyway, I guess we should just start, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's get the first pictures up, Zach. And Kristin, take it away.
All right. So this is Oliver. He is in the Yonkers Animal Shelter. He has been around for a bit. He went from Yonkers to Long Island. Then he went up to Buffalo, New York, where he was finally had a home. And he had actually waited 2 years to get a home. Unfortunately, it became a thing with the neighbors because Oliver is a pitty. As you can see, he has a nice pitty smile.
He's gorgeous. Look at this picture. I can't even stand it.
And the neighbors were not nice, and the neighbors' kids taunted the poor dog. They would even come up to the window of the house where he was living and taunt him. So, kind of in spite of the landlord originally saying yes, the landlord said, sorry, you have to get rid of him, and blamed it on insurance.
Yeah, suddenly it became an insurance issue, which,
So this poor boy, oh my gosh, look at that mush face.
Yeah, don't you just want to, smooch him up? He's gorgeous.
He has a big block head like my boy.
Yeah.
So he is a special boy. He is like the Unsullied on the GOT. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But he still functions like a normal dog. And
Would you like me to go there? Oliver had surgery. He had a medical condition, and he had surgery to remove his penis. There, I said it. Go ahead, like Dr. Ruth.
So the other thing is Oliver needs to be the only pet in the home. He doesn't do well in boarding. And that's where he is right now. So he is really confused and hurt and needs a home ASAP. So he is back on Long Island, and
he's in
limited transport.
Yep,
available.
they'll transport him within a certain area. I mean, he's been in this board and train before out in Long Island.
Okay. So if you're interested in Oliver, you want to call 201-981-3215. Again, that is 201-981-3215, or email KobeDog59, so that's KOBEDOG 59 at AOL.com. And there is a Facebook page called Hope for Oliver.
And he's so adorable, he functions like a normal dog. And that's something that actually put people off for adopting him. I mean, and he needs nothing special for that. He's you would never know. Finally, after 2 years, adopted, and then boom, because people are
stupid.
Thank you. Okay. We will put the next dog up, if you will, Zach. And this is Da Vinci. And my choice of shirts tonight was very much on purpose. I have my Sweet Pea Strong t-shirt on. Da Vinci survived the fire at Sweet Pea, and he's survived without a home long enough. He deserves to have a home of his own, where he can put the past behind him and live life to the fullest. Da Vinci loves to go hiking and for long walks. He loves attention and can get very attached to people. Da Vinci is well trained, but he'll also train his people. With him, it's a give and take, but he is such a good dog that he makes up for it. Da Vinci absolutely must be the one and only pet and cannot go to a home with children. And that means, like, you don't have kids, you're not going to have kids, you don't have any other pets, you're not even going to think about having any other pets. I mean, he is a very niche adoption, and he's going to be a long-term commitment.
How's his energy level, Theo?
I don't think he's crazy. You know, he likes to be active, but he's not out of control. He's very well trained. You know, just like he's a young adult, you know, probably a couple years old. So he's still energetic, but he's not like crazy puppy, zoomy energetic. You know, whoever adopts him, it's a fairly long-term commitment at his age. And, you know, he just needs a home where it'll be all about him, and he will make it all about you. He really has been through so much. You know, so many lives were lost, and 2 of last year's birthday dogs, Brooklyn and Sydney, did not make it out of the fire. So Da Vinci is special in so many ways, and I think to make up for all the souls lost and all, you know, the birthday dogs that were lost, somebody just really, I'm begging someone to step up who can take him on and do the dog justice.
Right.
And, you know, give him the home that he really, really needs. I mean, he's a fabulous dog, and he'll give you everything he's got to give, but you've got to be willing to give it back to him. And I know that there's somebody out there somewhere that can do that. So if you are interested in Da Vinci, he is with Sweet Pea Friends of Rutland Animals, and that's in Paxton, Mass. The phone number there is 508-757-7959. Once again, that's 508-757-7959. Next up,
This is Tia. She has been at the North Haven Animal Shelter since November of 2015. She's a young adult. She's probably between 2 and 4 years old. She was found living under a pool house. She was actually trapped under there. So she has been given some TLC, and she is ready to go home. She was adopted to a great family, but there was another dog in the home, and it didn't work out with that other dog. So Tia can be around other dogs, but not live with one. And she's very well behaved and very loving, but she needs a special home with lots of love.
thanks, Leo.
Where she can be the only pet, and she doesn't like cats. So, again, she is at the North Haven Animal Shelter. That is 203-239-5321, extension 250. 250. So,
And
beautiful brindle girl. Should be the only, probably okay to like greet on walks and things like that. But
yeah, just not in the home.
Be mindful of having another dog around this dog.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the people who did take her home said she was absolutely wonderful. It's just, you know, the compatibility thing. And, you know, who knows? A lot of these dogs may work out their issues with time,
Right.
but there's no telling that. So why set the dog up to fail? There's a problem once, just let it go for now. And again, the hardest thing to find is a single dog home.
And I think this is where I have my speech I give every year about if you do bring a dog into your home that comes, you know, from a shelter, you need to be cautious and slow. You need to give them time to decompress before you just throw them in with your pack of dogs.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And, you know, nobody's saying that the family did or didn't do any particular thing. Apparently there was a scuffle, and that's scary for most people. And, you know, for the safety of everybody concerned, you know, you don't want that to escalate. So, again, slow introductions, maybe keeping them separate at first. But right now that's a moot point for Tia because they do want her to go to an only pet situation.
Yep.
Alrighty, next up, there's my boy. Now, if anybody's been watching the show, you've heard me talk about Diesel this and Diesel that and Diesel everything else. Diesel is a very, very special dog. You know, he's been at the shelter, and he's the next bunch of these dogs are at the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter out in Long Island, where Murdoch started out, if you remember.
Another very successful birthday dog
Yes.
story.
Oh, he made out like I don't know what, thanks to John Esposito. But anyway, Diesel has been at the shelter for a long time, give or take it's been about a year. He was surrendered by the only family he ever knew at the tender age of 6, due to landlord issues. Here we go again, right? Diesel is a gentle soul. He's mellow. He walks well on a leash. He's basically a big mush. He's house trained. He adores belly rubs, as you can see here. He, stop, drop, and roll in a heartbeat. He gives paw. He knows, number of commands. And I love this picture. He lets you put flowers in his hair. He is social with other dogs, but he must be an only dog as well. And, I'm going to let fly one of Diesel's dirty little secrets.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's afraid of water. Yeah. Kristen's just looking at me. He's afraid of water, but, it's all good. Sorry, Diesel. Just telling it like it is.
So maybe he needs to go to Arizona where Murdoch is?
Maybe.
Because there's no water there.
Yeah, they can be neighbors or something, right? So anyway, no dog belongs in a shelter, but Diesel's considered a senior, and he really just deserves a comfy couch. Everybody at the shelter loves him, and you will too. Diesel has a Facebook page, which is Diesel Deserves a Forever Home. And if you are interested in this beautiful boy, the number to call is 516-785-5220. Once again, 516-785-5220. Next up, Zach.
So this is Lucas. He was turned in as a found dog. I'm making air quotes around found dog. He is smart and eager to please. He's about 5 years old. He is very friendly.
Look at that face.
Very social and likes other dogs. He loves his toys, but maybe a little too much, so he might have... So I guess this would be just a tale of caution. Just, he might guard his toys. So
Yep.
Again, I think once owners develop trust with their dogs, that kind of thing can go away. But anyways, so he is probably best to be an only pet, that happy, smiling, pretty face. And if you are interested in Lucas, he is can be reached at 516-785-5220.
And he is, again, these next dogs are all at the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. And they're just like such cool people. You met John.
Yes.
He is awesome, and so are so many of the other volunteers that I've not met but been involved with on Facebook. And it's
They do a lot for their dogs there.
Yeah, it's an awesome experience to be involved with people who care as much as they do. Next up, Zach, we have Alan, and Alan is another dog I am co-sponsoring at the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. Alan is a sweet 2-year-old boy who is falling apart at the shelter. When the volunteers spend time with him, he's a happy boy, full of love and very playful. The reality for most of his days is being in a kennel with all the noise and commotion, and it's really affecting Alan. Alan is losing weight, he's licking his paws, and he's drooling, and he's foaming at his mouth, and it's all from stress. It's just not fair. He's affectionate, he appears to be house-trained, he's been friendly and social with other dogs, and because he's not doing well in the shelter environment, he should be considered urgent, not because his life is in jeopardy, but because of the level of stress that he's experiencing. Dogs deteriorate. Some dogs can last forever in a shelter, and it just, they're just made up differently. There are some volunteers that are pushing this guy hard everywhere. And, even if you don't want to commit to adopting, I'm sure fostering is an option for him. But he really, really, really needs to get out of that shelter. It's just, he's dying inside in there.
Yeah, his quality of life is zero right now because
Yeah.
he just can't handle the stress of being in the
Yeah,
shelter.
I mean, a lot of people can't handle going to the shelter. Imagine what it does to a dog who's living in one, with all the barking and the crying and the commotion, and it's just a very confusing and difficult place to be. So Town of Hempstead Animal Shelter, 516-785-5220. Once again, that's 516-785-5220. And Alan has a Facebook page, which is Alan's Angels Want to Find Him a Home. Once again, Alan, A-L-L-E-N, Alan's Angels Want to Find Him a Home. So if you want to find out more or stay tuned or help share him, you can go to that page and knock yourself out because he really, really, really needs to get out of there. Next up.
So this is Buddy. He has been at the shelter since October of 2015. He was very scared at first, but he has come a long way and is no longer afraid. Buddy is very good with people. He is young, strong, could use some training, which most dogs that are coming out of a shelter, you have to anticipate doing some training. He's very playful and he loves his toys. He is a bit possessive about his food, but look at that face.
Isn't he gorgeous?
He needs a strong,
Look at the
savvy
speckly
person.
ears.
Oh my gosh, little Dalmatian ears there.
Yeah.
He needs a strong and savvy person who will work with him and show him how to be a dog. So he does need to be the only pet, and again, he is at 516-785-5220.
Which, by the time this show is over, we'll be able to rattle that number off by heart, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Something like that. Anyway, last but not least, this is Rocky. Rocky he's beautiful.
He's such a fluffy dog.
Yeah, he's actually quite rare. He's an all-white Akita. And boy, does he have a story to tell. At 2 years old, he's been bounced around because he was failed by humans. He was bred at home, given to a family member, and I love that. People who like to have puppies, like, well, I'm going to give them all to people I know, and, yeah, okay, sometimes that's your worst move. The child that lived in the family member's home abused him horribly. There's allegations of, like, the dog was put in a clothes dryer. So we're not talking just like mild teasing, exactly. So anyway, he was taken back by the breeder, and lo and behold, oh, there's a shock. He developed issues with the child in that home, likely because of his past abuse. Who knows what really is going on in this poor guy's head. And of course, lack of proper training. When a dog has a history and you don't address it, it's only going to perpetuate any problem. Rocky is house trained, he's crate trained, he knows many commands, and he walks well on a leash. He needs an adult-only home with a strong, patient leader who knows and understands the breed. Akitas are sort of a niche in their own right because they're not a dog for everybody.
Right.
He needs reassurance that no one will ever hurt him again, and he needs to be an only pet. There's actually a movement, and I've shared it, to try to get him and another Akita at the shelter into a board and train, just to try to work with them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Pound Posse Presents to check that out. But he also has his own Facebook page, Let's Help Rocky Win This. And if you're interested in Rocky, the number to call is 516-785-5220. And, he's just another really awesome dog. And that's actually John in that picture, John Esposito,
Yep.
who has taken Rocky so under his wing. And just like with Murdoch, will probably move heaven and earth if he had to see this dog have the ending that he really deserves. We will take the camera back, and before we go off the air, I think we'll flip through them again really quickly.
Okay.
But just a little something extra. The Town of Hempstead Animal Shelter, starting today, has what they're calling the Summer of Love promotion. And what that means is that adoptions are at no cost for the summer. And that does not mean that they're just going to hand you a dog if you walk in the door. You still have to apply, you still have to be approved, but the shelter is full, and you know, they're really trying to remove any legitimate obstacles. And you know, it's true, not everybody can pull together an adoption fee and vetting a new dog, and it's a costly proposition at times, but you know, they're just trying to get their dogs in good homes, and trust me, they'll still make sure that they go to good homes. It's not, you know, free doesn't mean easy.
So should we talk about maybe what it's like to adopt a dog from a shelter?
We've got very limited time left, but you can go right ahead.
So I would say if you are going to adopt a dog from a shelter or a rescue, anticipate filling out an application and anticipate having your home checked.
Yep.
So make sure that your house is safe before you decide to adopt a dog.
Yeah, I mean, you know, don't let someone come over on a bad day. When you've got, you know, home visits are something that people resent, I think, but if you've got a house that doesn't have hazards everywhere, you're fine.
Right.
That's really all people are looking forward to.
Or the reassurance that they know you'll keep the dog on a leash, or...
Yeah, your yard is fenced, it doesn't have holes in it,
Right.
that, you know, it's a safe environment for a dog. You know, especially these dogs that need to be onlys. You may not have had a dog in a while, you may be a little out of step with things. So, you know, it's a safeguard for the dog as much as it is anything else.
Okay. So just be prepared.
Be prepared. Zach, flip through those pictures real quick if you would.
So,
We've got Oliver and Da Vinci and Tia and Diesel,
Lucas,
Alan, Buddy, Rocky,
all right.
ta-da, and us.
And us.
Leo, do you want to say goodbye?
Leo, come here.
Come here, baby boys.
Come here, good boy. Come on. Want to come up?
See, this is what makes life worthwhile, folks. We're going to say goodnight. Thank you for watching. Please share the show. Help get these dogs home. Shall we do it?
Yes.
Peace, love, and dogs. Thank you very much, everybody.